Hi guys, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. This is the first book of Broken Empire trilogy. This series follows this young boy called York. He's only like 13 or 14 years old in this trilogy, and he's part of this. He's actually the leader of a gang of really sort of ruthless men. And even though he's only like these 13, 14 years old, he's really young, everyone looks to him as their leader for guidance and all of that. I guess because he is so ruthless as he is. But during his childhood, York has suffered a lot of grief and terrible things have happened to him. He lost his mother, who he really loved a lot. She was really a great mother to him. But then something happened after that, after she passed away, and now he's really, really angry with the world. He's vengeful, and yeah, this is basically just a revenge story, if you will. He's also feared across the whole land, the whole realm. Everyone, when they hear about him, they fear him, and one of the reasons for that is that he has also numerous lives on his conscience. He's taken so many lives over the years, even though he's only these 13, 14 years old, because he, again, as I said, he's really ruthless and he's horrible to women. He has raped several of them and doesn't have any kind of he treats them horribly, like garbage, like horrors, like everyone. And yeah, so when I went into this, I knew that I was going to probably not enjoy the main character. I was really skeptic for some reason, but I was at the same time also really, really curious about it because it's very controversial because of the main character being so an anti-hero as he is. I've never really read anything like this, but yeah. But the minute I started reading this, I was completely sucked into this. The narrative worked really, really well, even though it was... Because I think it helped a lot that I was in the mindset of York, the main character. Even though I definitely hated everything that he did, how he treated women, that was so wrong. But I think that it helped me not understanding exactly why he did it, but I guess I could see partly where it was coming from. I don't condone that he did it at all. I think it was so wrong, but I actually felt like it was interesting seeing it from this view so that I could get that perspective and that side of the story as well. Also because the alternative of the leader of this whole realm, like the king of this realm, is even more horrendous and horrible. So it's actually like they have to pick between either York, the Prince of Thorns, or the current king, and who's the better choice. And that's a little sad that they have to choose between two that are so anti-hero-like. But I still felt like the story was really, really interesting. But yeah, as I said, there was something completely fascinating about being in the mindset of York while he was processing things, how he was viewing everyone else, but also questioning sometimes what he was doing, even though he knew it was wrong, but also not seeing another alternative to it. I felt like that was pretty interesting, and definitely very interesting seeing it from that. And it switched actually from past when he was younger and us seeing things from that time to now, where this book is set. But definitely, yeah, the narrative worked really, really well to tell this story. Had it been from a hero's point of view, I would have absolutely hated the villain without question and not want, but I still didn't enjoy, I didn't like York, but I found it fascinating to hear about his story. And I definitely am intrigued to find out more about York's character in the next coming books. And definitely I find the writing in this really, really intriguing, and Mark Lawrence really created something unique here. I've never read anything like this in this sense. I haven't read other anti-hero stories, so I can't really compare it to anything, but I definitely was immersed in this story from the beginning to the end. And I listened to the audio of this, definitely recommend the audio. The narrator was really, really amazing at telling the story. He just, yeah, as I said, it sucked me in from the beginning, and that was also because of the narrator's voice when he was telling the story. But everything that I've said, even though it was so interesting, there were just those things that I had such a hard time actually liking the main character, and think that so many things were wrong. I had to move a star or two. I was just considering if it was a 3.5 or 4 stars, but I ultimately end on a 4 stars because I really do appreciate what the author did with this book. And we'll see how it goes in the next coming books. But yes, definitely recommend it if you're not one of the faint of hearts. If you are triggered by rape, or if you find any of the things that I've said very, very offensive and not something you read, then skip this read. I don't think you'll enjoy it. But if you don't mind, it's not that I think, please don't think that I think it's okay to rape women. That is not okay, that's never okay. It's never okay, but I just like being in the mindset of this. It was so thought-provoking in so many ways, and definitely an interesting read, so that's why I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. But this was all I had for you today. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read this book, if you have, what are your thoughts of it? Because I know it's very controversial, and some people love it, some people hate it, and I'd like to know about what your thoughts are about it. And yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye!